Today is the last day of Google I/O. It's May 20th, 2016, and I'm going to recap for you some of the major things that we covered here on the XDA portal. But we also have the ability now to create a custom playlist of some of your favorite subscription box videos. This is TK, and these are some of the articles that I found interesting on the XDA portal this week. Let's check them out. The rumor mill around the OnePlus 3 is picking up steam. We're starting to see more pictures, in cases and out of cases. We're seeing some design elements that look more like the HTC M9. We're also seeing that basically OnePlus is looking to reinvent the look of the OnePlus 3. But the other thing that I kind of caught my eye is we could potentially see 6 gigs of RAM on this device. Hopefully it'll still be in that price range where everybody likes the OnePlus devices to be, but I'll give you guys a link in the description below. There's a few articles that was posted on XDA that talk about this subject. What if I told you that you're able to create a custom playlist using your subscription videos that are in YouTube? We're using Tasker Pro. This is definitely something you can do. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. We have an article that describes the process of creating such playlist and basically just makes it simple to consume your daily dose of everything that you subscribe for in a continuous loop, as long as you want to keep watching them. So check out the article in the description below. If you have Tasker, you're definitely one step closer to getting this automated for you. We finally have support for the Play Store on our Chrome OS based devices. This is very nice to be able to see that the Chrome OS and the Android houses within Google are starting to work together, and we're starting to see some type of convergence. Hopefully this is something leading into some type of a maybe fully running desktop, running Android in conjunction with Chrome OS. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. Definitely something very exciting. Today is May 20th, 2016, and it is the last day of Google I/O, and we had quite a few articles written as far as some of the things that were announced, recapping some of those things. We did also a live coverage on our Twitter account as well as on our portal. And some of the things that kind of caught my eye as far as the major highlights, we had basically the only hardware that was announced is the Google Home. Google Home is intended to bring Google Now onto the house, essentially giving you functionalities to be able to do voice searches, interact with it, and do things outside of just using your mobile device. Now, this will interact with Chromecast-based devices, Nest, anything that's connected that you normally are able to control with Google Now. And that kind of brings in the next thing, which was Google Assistant. The Google Assistant is an augmentation of what we have on Google Now currently. And not only that, the presence of Assistant will be within some of the applications that they announced. Now, a couple of applications were announced, Allo and Duo. Allo essentially is an enhanced messaging application. It's not replacing Hangout, that's like the first thing that hit me. But essentially it's intended to be a smart way of communicating with people and keeping us within the ecosystem of being able to do research, meaning Google Now is built into it, Google Assistant is built into it. You're able to research, get information, post it. If you say the word restaurant, are you in the mood for eating Chinese, it'll bring up the local Chinese restaurants based on location and be able to basically reserve it using OpenTable. Google's really driving the in-app experience to stay contained within the same container, meaning you don't need to leave the system to be able to go in there. Similarly to the application they put out, which is Google Space, giving you the ability to share things in groups, and they use that at Google I/O a lot. And then it gives you the ability not to have to leave it. So YouTube, Google Now, all of those things are built in with it. The other application was Allo, and well, Allo was the first one, Duo was the second one, which essentially is an enhanced video functionality. It's an encrypted video, end-to-end video program that enables us to do video calls, but it gives us the ability to do a small little feature that I think is unique, and it's called Knock Knock. It's essentially a functionality that lets you see the other side. Like say I'm calling you, you get to see me for about a few seconds before you actually answer the call, meaning you can see who's calling before you answer, and you can actually answer or reject it. A little bit on the interesting side, because I say most of us don't know when the other person's picking up the phone. So let's say the examples they gave us where somebody was showing a cake, you'd literally have to be waiting for that for a while before you know the other person picked it up. So in the demo, it was a little bit more rehearsed, but definitely excited there. We finally have Android N in beta, so if you've used it before, you can definitely go up to the beta version now, and that will work very well for you. The other things that we also saw, some upgrades as far as Android Wear. Android Wear 2.0 will enable us to have local apps on our Android Wear devices, meaning apps will load faster, they'll function better, and also the device will work much better in standalone mode. They demoed it on the LG Watch Urbane 2, be it that it's basically the latest and greatest flagship version of Android Wear that has LTE built into it. I did a review of that on my channel. If you guys were interested in that, check out the link in the description below. It's definitely one of the best watches on the market, the fastest, has the most amount of RAM. But again, check out the link. I'll let you guys, enjoy that there. Last but not least, the best part that a lot of us I think may have missed is instant apps. It's the ability to be able to interact with an application only for the portions that you need, but without necessarily having to jump into that application. And I say that in an example, the way they demoed it, which is B&H. You go where you search something on B&H on Google now, and you find it and you want to interact with it and buy it. If you click it, it'll open up the instant app functionality within the Play Store and only display that portion while you're in the checkout mode. And once you check out, that interface goes away. You didn't have to install the B&H application if you don't use it on a daily basis, and you're done with it. And of course, you'll get the confirmation email in your inbox, and you're able to use Google Pay. Very nice, seamless installation of systems, and I think this is really functional for things that you use once in a while and you don't use all the time, but then you don't want to also take up space on your storage if you're limited by space. This is great, especially for emerging markets, but for future of installing applications, as you don't really need to worry about those anymore. Allo had a lot of coverage this week on the XDA portal. So one of the last thing I want to mention to you guys is there's 2 registration or pre-registration pages, one for Allo, one for Duo, so that when the application is available, you'll be able to be notified by Google. Of course, if you'd like to be able to check out Allo earlier than that, please check out the link in the same articles that reference the ability to download it using the XDA Labs application. Lastly, 3 other videos were posted to the XDA TV channel this week. The first one is regarding Google Chrome, basically tips and tricks on how to have a better experience on our devices. The next one is the XDA Android podcast. They're back in full swing. They covered subjects from predictions of Google I/O, HTC 10, the device, as well as HTC potentially making the next Nexus device. Definitely a lot of good content there. Check it out. It'll give you guys a link in the description below. And the last video was posted by yours truly, and it was a review of an application or a game for VR game for your devices. It will run, and basically the main benefit here is we have a free version here on XDA. Not only that, we'll also have access to early beta features of the application before it's available to the public. Definitely exciting if you guys do you have a device and you would like to be able to check out some of these games. Other than that, like and subscribe as usual. Thank you for the support. And again, like and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next week. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of Google I/O? Is this something, are you surprised? Are you disappointed? Were you expecting some new devices, or were you expecting more? But again, for me, it seemed like it was an action-packed, a lot of information, a lot of things that were talked about and not even covered as far as announcement. So let me know again in the comments below. I'll see you guys next week.